Dan Humphrey is back. Spoiler alert, he's Gossip Girl. Spoiler alert, he changed his name to Joe Goldberg. Another spoiler coming. Joe is a perverted serial killer who works in a bookstore, and he changed his name to Will Bettelheim, who moves to LA and works in another bookstore / restaurant. Fucking LA, am I right? Oh, Dan, promising author turned into a sociopathic bookkeeper who's stuck in the heartless city of LA. Now that's a tragic fall from grace.
XOXO Gossip Girl.
So You Season 2 just came out. Like, literally just came out. I binge watched the whole thing in a day and a half to make this video, so can I get a like for that? Season 2 is out, and as I was watching, I realized I was voting for Joe or Will way too much. Like, he was Jesus being persecuted by the Romans or something. Totally forgetting this man was a fucking serial killer who had killed 4 people. He killed 4 people. I mean, pretty hard to come back from one person, but my man was going for the gold. Still, not even close to Ted Bundy. Guess he'll have to keep trying. And he does. Killing 2 more people in Season 2. This man needs help. Or a prison sentence. So why was Joe a character people, myself included, hoped would find love? Whether you like it or not, you can't argue Humanizing Joe is something the show does extremely well. He has his mega creepy moments,
Beck, you've got a stalker.
but it's easy to look past those and deem them as character flaws. I mean, the guy's in love, right? On one hand, I appreciate the show for trying to shed light on the fact that the creeps in our society blend right in with everyone else, trying to tell a story about a man who suffered serious emotional and physical abuse and now is mentally ill and has no clue how to actually love something, misconstruing love and dangerous, toxic, and controlling behavior, even going as far as killing people in the name of protecting the person he loves, is Joe's strongest character trait. Joe is chasing love interest after love interest in search for something that doesn't truly exist, ending in inevitable death. The show, however, doesn't do enough to paint Joe as the monster he truly is, and it makes sense. We're being told the story through his perspective, and of course, he's going to go easy on himself. Even in Season 2, when he's on his quest of redemption and he struggles with his morality, questioning if he ever was a good person, his moment of enlightenment when he truly realizes he is evil redeems him in the eyes of the audience, as if admitting to and finally grasping the full extent of his crimes is somehow heroic and a sign he's deserving of forgiveness. Which he's not, just wanted to make that clear. I do like Season 2 more than Season 1 for the show's efforts to show a monster struggling with coming to terms with the truth of who and what he actually is.
I'm done with excuses. I'm done blaming everyone else for the things I've done.
Instead of Season 1, where he's completely delusional.
That's not how it works.
Not worried. I've seen enough romantic comedies to know guys like me are always getting in jams like this.
Look at that. How dare she invade your privacy like that? It's perverse.
But that isn't quite portrayed to the audience. No, in Season 1, he's a broken soul who doesn't know how to truly love and is trying to figure it out. Season 2 at least dives deeper into the thought process of someone who is somewhat aware of their actions but can't control the desire to take care of loose ends, if you will. Season 2 ends with Joe surrendering himself to what he thought was life in prison and finally accepting himself for the monster that he is, only to be met with sympathy from another monster who claims he was a broken soul just trying to love. Yeah, the same excuse from Season 1. I realize the show had to keep Joe alive and well for another season, but I'm still walking away from the season feeling as if Joe isn't a bloodthirsty killer. I made a video explaining our love for villains. You can watch it here, but I love villains because they are just that, villains. Dexter Morgan is portrayed as a monster who doesn't understand his urges. Joker is a maniac who just wants to watch the world burn. Walter White is a man with nothing to lose and will kill anyone in order to gain more wealth. But the way Joe is portrayed is confusing. One moment he could be breaking bread with Christ, balling up at ball games at church, and the next he's slitting throats or jerking off in public. Dexter was similar, but for some reason he was more accurately portrayed as a bad person. It makes sense because Joe, for the majority of the show, believes he's a good man. It's not till season 2 where we see this lie start to crumble. Honestly, I really do love this show, You. I thought it was exciting and I thought it was thought-provoking. Joe, at the end of the season, is a selfish killer who is still making excuses to keep on living a life of murder and lust.
This is where I had to be. Exactly where I had to be to meet you.
Season 1, it's his delusions, and season 2, it's his baby and his desire to raise it. I like Joe. He's one of the most complex characters to emerge from the sea of Netflix originals we've seen yet. Still, I do want to see the show expand on Joe's evil tendencies. I get we're telling the story from his point of view, but I want to see him try to justify more and more negative behavior with less reasoning behind him. Instead of going after and killing a man who's a sexual predator, I want to see Joe attack someone who isn't so disgustingly flawed. I don't want to be able to see how Joe could rationalize his victims because I think it would fit in with his character to justify any one of his murders. Joe isn't a vigilante and shouldn't be framed as one. He can believe he's a vigilante, but the audience doesn't need to because he really isn't one. He's a murderer, and he kills out of jealousy, rage, and circumstance. We can be told a story from Joe's perspective, but we don't need to see everything the way he does. Again, I do love the show, You, and I don't think we should police writers and their creative outlook on things. But these are just my thoughts about the season. And yeah, if you liked it, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos similar to this one. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you join the laundromat. Bring your quarters, guys. Bring your quarters. That's why I was able to let you in, because there was no me to not let you in. Never a matter of if, but a matter of when. That's why it's so hard to keep smiling, but I think I might just stop crying, cause I miss you so much. It's a new Monday, so it's really kinda tough.